So I just got finished watching a movie called The Art of Getting By, and from what I can tell, it's from 2011. It was made by some independent Fox company, like Fox Searchlight, I think is what it was. And the original title for it was Homework, apparently. So the film stars Emma Roberts and the boy that played Charlie from the 2000 Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. So it's a high school drama romance film, and so basically it's about, we're just gonna call him Charlie. I forget the character's name. So Charlie is a failing high school student. He's very melancholy, and he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He talks about how someday we're all gonna die and all that kind of deep philosophical stuff. He's the kind of person to sneak out of school and smoke on the roof, and sometimes just on college, or not college, but high school campus. And his grades are going down. He's not doing a lot of his homework. Eventually, he meets this girl, Emma Roberts, and for the sake of this, we're just going to call her Emma. So Emma is, I don't know, she's very much like him. They're very fit for each other. And at first, you think they're going to become boyfriend girlfriend. On the side, they've got their own parent issues, like Emma's mom is single and flirting with a bunch of guys. That was very uncomfortable. And Charlie's parents are going through a relationship crisis. Charlie has a stepdad, and he doesn't seem to be going to work. He seems to be selling a lot of the stuff in the house to keep money and the roof over their heads. It's all its own thing. It's really not that important. They eventually get a divorce, and Emma is going to have to move to Texas near the end of the movie. But during the actual length of the film, Charlie doesn't know what he wants to do. Those two keep going out for a while. Eventually, this new guy enters the scene. He starts off as a visitor of the school, and he's in their art class. And him and Charlie become friends. But then Charlie doesn't seem to want Emma as a girlfriend, which is weird because at the beginning, Charlie said something like, "Oh, I don't have many friends. I don't want friends. I don't want a girlfriend." And now all of a sudden he does want that. I guess that's character development. I'm not sure. So, what else happens? Eventually, the third guy, the now Charlie's friend, is now going out with Emma. So they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Charlie is very jealous and upset, but eventually they all work it out. Charlie and Emma decide they're just going to be friends and leave it at that. Trying to remember what else happens in this movie, because it's an hour and 24 minutes, and I'm just gonna be upfront. This movie's kind of boring. Not a lot of it happens, and it's not even the kind of boring like last time when we did Boom Boom Sabotage. That was boring in a sense of just stuff was happening, just not very interesting stuff. It was a lot of skateboarding. This movie is a lot of people walking around New York and doing their mundane lives. It's like watching a YouTube vlog, except not as, actually it's a lot like that. What else? Oh, eventually near the end of the movie, Charlie decides he's going to get his life back on track. He decides to start doing all of his high school work. He makes all of it up. He makes all of his teachers happy. He eventually graduates. Emma goes off to Texas to be with her mom, who is now engaged to somebody. Emma and the third guy are still an item. Charlie and Emma are still friends. Here's the one thing that this movie is, a lot of people would say this movie is pretentious, and it's because the main character is a misunderstood artist. And a lot of people would say it's a very hipster, indie, college project film, and I can see where they're coming from, because Charlie is a misunderstood artist, and he wants to draw, but he doesn't have the passion to draw something with emotion and raw, yeah, that kind of thing. And so one of the key things is he needs to make a painting that's straight from the heart for his art class, and that's how he'll get his grades up for his art class. And at the end, you see that he paints a picture of Emma. And way later, Emma comes back and sees the picture, and it's a painting of her, and she's, wow, that's really good. And they're both looking at it, and then she goes, "So now what are you going to do with your life?" And then it just goes to black and the movie ends. It ends on that note, and that felt very bizarre. It felt like if it just had them look at the painting and her saying that's good, that would have been fine, but that was a weird way to end. It's a very, very college campus, high school project movie. Yeah. Not a lot really exciting or interesting happens in this movie. That's really my main complaint. It reminds me of another movie that Wiz looked at a while back, apparently. It was called A Boy-Girl Thing or something like that. It feels, from what was described, it felt a lot like that. Except this movie doesn't even have anything remotely interesting like body swapping or whatever that movie was about. This movie is the life and times of some high schooler who was depressed at the beginning and then he works his way back up. That's really all this movie comes down to, and it's just not very interesting. I mean, obviously it'll have its audience, and if you like this movie, good for you. But me personally, I was bored. I didn't really care for a lot of what was happening in it. I didn't really find a lot of the characters likable or engaging. Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. I'm sorry. I don't really know what else to say. This movie doesn't really warrant a reaction that much for me. I would say it's pretentious, and again, that's just me. If you like it, go ahead. But me personally, I didn't care for it. So that's The Art of Getting By. That's all I can really say about it. So yeah, look forward to the next video. Look forward to that. Until then, I am Chris, and I will see you guys later. Bye.